my goal is $3 million.
Beautiful.
So get to that $3 million, I'm going to have to go even harder.
Yep.
I'm not going hard enough. So as long as I got Famous Group backing me, I know I'll be able to do that $3 million next year.
All right, we're back. We're super excited to be able to bring this interview to the audience here. We know for a fact that this gentleman is going to be able to shed some incredible knowledge, wisdom, and value to help empower all of you guys in building your businesses. So who we have here today is the CEO and founder of Wealth and Capital Consulting, Mr. Ken Wood. He's been in business now for over 3 years, focusing on the credit repair industry. He has served hundreds of clients. He has built a 6-figure credit business, and he is just killing it on so many different levels. Super excited for you to be here, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Along with Mr. Ken.
John.
Yep, there you
How
go.
you doing?
Good. We also got John here, and John is our senior account manager at the F.A.M.O.S group, who's worked hand in hand with Mr. Ken Wood and building the successful campaigns and all that. So thanks for joining us, John.
No problem. Thanks, Ken, for joining us today. It's our pleasure.
John. That sorry Packers jersey back there. But we ain't gonna say nothing about that.
Uh-oh. We don't want to make anybody upset watching this video.
We don't want to do that. Go Packers.
Go Packers. But I'm excited to be here. And, Ken, why don't you just share with everybody, about your story? How'd you get started in business? Talk about, Wealth and Capital and, kind of what got you here today.
So I started Wealth and Capital about 3 years ago. And let's say I was a person who wanted to repair my own credit. So what I did was I didn't want to pay nobody else to do it. So what I wanted to do was, hey, I'm going to research it and learn on my own. So once I did like that, I learned on my own. I started repairing my own credit. Yeah, making mistakes and everything like that. But once I figured it out, I say, hey, I can start helping other people. And that's when it comes when the friends and family, I start helping them first. Hey, give me $50. What you gonna lose? You ain't gonna lose nothing. So that went on, and to the point that I got to the point that I say, hey, I need to take this serious. So I took it serious about a year ago. And that's when I found the F.A.M.O.S group that, hey, I need to start marketing. I need some real marketing behind this what I'm doing right now. So that's just a little insight on it, but it's not, the whole thing. But
that's a pretty fast journey, though, in 3 years to get to where you're at today in your business. So a lot of people don't even make it past their first 6 months in credit repair, like starting their own credit business. So you've done it in 3 years. You've gotten to the point where you're successful. Is this your full-time business, or do you do anything else outside of this?
This is my full-time business. To me, I always tell people, if you want to make it in something, and I know sometimes people be like, well, I need to be making guaranteed money. You got to make this business guaranteed money. So you got to put everything into it. So that's what I did. I just took a chance. You took a leap of faith and say, hey, this is what I want to do. Yeah. So I had to go hard with it. I take every little penny that I had and I put it behind marketing. And like I say, marketing is key. That's what took me to the next level is marketing. I knew how to do credit, but I had to have marketing behind it. And so a lot of times behind credit repair company is they'll know how to repair credit, but they don't know how to market to get customers. Right. So,
that's always a problem for a lot of people. They got the skill set on solving the problem. They're experts at fixing credit, but they're not experts in running advertising and building landing pages and the whole 9 yards that go into making it successful. So about a year ago, you said that's when you got real serious. Is that when you went full time? Is that when you went full time?
That's when I really went full time. I just say, look, I got this little bit amount of money in my pocket. I'm going to take it and I'm going to market it. I'm going to just use it as marketing. And that's what I found y'all on Facebook. Yep. And the rest is history.
That's incredible. Yeah. And since we've worked together, it's been 8 months. We can see that you have generated over $80,000 in revenue with the campaigns. What's cool is you've spent $7,000 on your advertising. So you pretty much have a 10
Mhm.
times return on your investment with advertising. So that's
Yeah.
huge because now you got a
Yes.
system where for every dollar you're putting in, you're making $8, $9, $10 back. That means
Mhm.
you have the ability to scale aggressively, you know,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's really awesome. Now, one thing I really think is important because yes, you're having success today, but I know it wasn't always like that, especially in the beginning. When we first started working with you, I remember that there was some challenging conversations that I know between you and John, and even with the CEO
Yes.
of our company. I mean, there was a time there,
Yeah.
especially at the beginning, because this was a new hiring a marketing company and working
Mhm.
with these type of leads is a totally different ball game for you from before. Because before it was all referrals and family.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just, I was hard headed, and like I say, I didn't want to listen. I wanted to do it my way, even though this is y'all company. I wanted y'all to run it the way I wanted to run it, and so that's when we was all bumping heads. And like I say, John was just so laid back. He was just like, well, whatever you want to try to do, he was just so laid back. But that CEO woman, you know who she is. That one right there who chewed me out and say, hey, you gonna listen, or we just gonna get rid of you. How about that? We don't need you. We want to have you, but we don't need you. You know what I'm saying? So when we had that heart to heart, and I was going through the car wash the whole time, she heard the car, she heard everything. What I said, yeah, I'm getting my car washed right now. She said, you gonna listen. If you go with the program, trust me, you gonna see success. And it was hard at first because sometimes as a man, we don't like to listen.
Mm.
We always hard headed, but I'm glad I listened. 8 months later, I'm right here.
That's right. So, the struggle was, obviously you had your own success. You've done well. You had made some money. You got to the point where you could go full time and invest into our
Yeah.
services. And you were kind of telling us how we should do the job. And honestly, like it wasn't really working that well. Like the thing at the leads were
Yeah.
coming in, but we weren't really seeing the results. And I know that you were getting frustrated with it. And
Yeah.
at that point, we needed to say, you know what, we need to get Ken on the same page with us so we can really just go full throttle and do what we know how to go do.
Mm-hmm.
And once I think we got
Yeah.
on the same
Mm-hmm.
page, that's when the magic happened. That's when the magic happened.
Man, that's when it started happening. Because yes, like I say, it was more of this trust in the process.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just don't understand that you got to trust the process. And so if
Yeah.
you trust the process, everything is gonna work out. Long as you know they know what they doing. I'm gonna tell you something. Famous group, y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all don't play no games. You say, hey, this worked. So rock with us, and you're gonna see the results. So yeah, it was a struggle at first, and plus when you got leads coming in and you saying to yourself, I'm gonna close all these leads. And at times it's frustrating. People
Yeah.
just don't understand that. You can't close everybody who comes through
Right.
because a lot of times people don't like to pick up the phone. Sometimes people like to play and put their information in there.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, you call and they're like, well, that wasn't me. That was my mama who did that. So you go through all this, and like I say, it's frustrating, but if you stick with it, I always tell people, if you stick with it, everything is going to work out.
Yep. No, absolutely. And that's the thing I love about you is that you put in the work. Like you put in the work. We've worked with some businesses and they're like, well, I don't want to follow up with leads. I don't want to call the leads. It's like they just think that a lead who signs up on a form is going to automatically just say, here's my money, fix my credit. And they don't want to put the work in
So
to convert those leads. And you work it. And I
my
think that's why you have such a good success rate.
my thing is, a closed mouth don't get fed. So if you don't open up your mouth to them, how you gonna get fed?
That's
So I
right.
always go hard, even though they might don't pick up the phone. But I make sure we leave the messages. I make sure we email them, everything like that.
Yep.
Cause 9 out of 10, they might have been at work or
Right.
something has gone on with their family and stuff like that. So I always make sure I follow up and always, hey, I'm available. When are you available? I don't care where you at. What time you want me to call you? You got it, because people got to understand that this is sales.
That's
And
right.
sales are, you got to go after them, even though they might get frustrated and say, hey, don't call me no more. Okay, cool. Have a nice day. It's not your fault that they don't want to have their credit repaired that day. It's just like, hey, they might don't have the time, or and sooner or later, they going to call you back. So I always tell
That's right.
people, don't get frustrated when people don't pick up the phone.
Right.
Just keep calling until they tell you to stop.
That's exactly right. So persistence is the key, and you're following up. The
Yes.
fortune's in the follow up. And then one thing I love about
Yes.
what you do too, man, is the way in which you talk to your leads. It's not just, hi, you need to fix your credit, sign up. Like there's something different about what you do that makes people really gravitate towards you. Why don't you
Yeah.
talk a little bit about your sales process?
My sales process is basically so I really get personal with you. And like I always tell people, I don't try to sell the product. I just try to sell myself. So if you sell
Mm,
yourself, they gonna believe in you. They don't even know at that time. They might have forgot that they even need their credit repaired, but you selling yourself. And once you sell yourself, they gonna believe in you regardless. They might even
right.
don't even have the money that day, but they'll probably go out and borrow that money because they say, hey, I believe in Ken. That's who I want to rock with. I'm gonna go with him. Because
Mm,
I sit there and listen to you, and you might tell me you ain't got no money, unemployment ain't came through yet, but I'm gonna still sit there and talk to you because sooner or later you gonna get some money. And she always gonna remember that customer, he or she is always gonna remember that person sat there and talked to me when I didn't have no money and
mm,
didn't even thought about even hanging up the phone on me. Because I know a lot of credit repair companies, they will sit there and once you say you ain't got no money, right now we got some other clients coming in here right now, so we need to get to them. So we'll talk to you later. Boom, they hang up the phone because they
right.
really don't care about you. They just wanted your money. And what I
Right.
try to do is show them that I care about you. It's not about your money. It's about, okay, what are you going through today? What
Mm,
kind of problems you having? You might have been thinking about, hey man, I want to take my own life, but this person right on the
mm.
phone is sitting there talking to me. He actually asking me how my day is going and things are going to get better. So I get a little personal with people because I'm a sucker for conversation. I just like to know what's going on with your life before I even started repairing your credit.
Credit's a personal thing, and if you want to build
Yes.
that confidence in that prospect, I think you do have to build that connection and create that personal connection. And I think
Yes.
a lot of times people
You
are so
do.
focused on making money and trying to get to a financial goal so quick that they don't take the time to
Mm-hmm.
nurture these relationships. So I wonder
Yes.
how much money people lose by not spending time on, having conversations
Yes.
that matter. That's crazy.
And it was like I have a lot of like clients that they was like, I had the money to give to them, but the way they came at me was, you know, know that I actually have cash money, I can just put it into their account. But it was like, hey, how you got a debit card or do you have a credit card or anything like that? They just didn't want to know that I got cash and I can put it into your account because only they was worrying about is can I pay right now and there? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, a lot of credit repair companies, they will lose clients because they so adamant about
Right.
grabbing that money right then and there. Like I said, I don't even want your money right then and there until I do all the things I can for you behind the scene to see what's going on with your credit.
Right.
Then you're going to sign a contract before anything, before I do anything with your credit. You know what I'm saying? Then we'll talk about money then. And so that's why a lot of times that's why I got a lot of clients because I don't ask for the money up. I only say, hey, I need your money right now before we even talk. No,
Right.
I don't do that because it's not about your money right now. It's about who you are and what kind of problems that I can solve.
Right. And that's even, I think, a very important law too. Isn't that right? You're technically not supposed to charge
Yes,
for credit repair until work is being
you
done.
don't. No, you don't supposed to charge.
Right.
No, no. And my thing is, I say, what I'm doing is I'm coaching you.
Right.
I'm coaching you, and only thing you paying for is your credit analysis. That's it. That's all you are. Coach and credit repair is free.
Right.
I'm just charging you for the coaching and the lessons that you're gonna get from. It's just like going to school. I'm gonna
Education.
teach you how to
Yep.
keep your credit at a certain level.
Yep. And I think a lot of businesses drop the ball with this. Clients come to us, and one of the first things we ask them is walk us through how you sell. And the minute they start telling us how they sell, it's like most of the time, yeah, we get them on the phone and then we try to close the deal and then that's it. So we're like, well, how do you do a credit analysis? Do you sign them up for credit monitoring? Like, what's that process like? So for you, what you're saying is you have a
Mm-hmm.
conversation, You get them set up with a credit monitoring, then you run an analysis. And you're doing all this before you even ask for the money. Looks like we froze
before you
there.
even ask for the money. You got to, because if you just come at them just for money, if you just come for them just for money, they already seeing, because they already heard of all the horror stories from credit repair. Like, he took my money, he told me to cash app you. First off, if somebody tell you cash app you some money, you already know that this is gonna be a scam. You know what I'm saying? If somebody tell you, hey, meet me up the street so you can give me that $400 cash, you already know that person is not gonna repair your credit. So I always tell people, just be mindful when you are out there trying to get your credit repaired. You might be like, well, my aunt, she does it, and she okay, this is what she do. She wants you to cash up half the money, then bring other part cash, or take it down to the light bill place and pay her bill. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Oh my God.
So people got to be mindful of these type of people. If your credit repair company is not doing contracts, you're doing something wrong, because you got to protect them and yourself.
Right.
They need to be signing a contract and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. This is how the results maybe going to come out. And we're going to go from there. And that's how it is. So I don't take no money until you sign a contract.
Beautiful. And the other piece too is, you're not cheap.
No, not
you're
at
not.
all.
And I love it.
I'm not going to be cheap.
Right. And a lot of these people are selling like these really cheap services, $99 or $20 or 45, whatever it is. And it's because they're lazy with the process. So they're just trying to get like a quick rip and dip. You know what I mean?
And that's it. And to me, them people who charge that type of price, they just getting into the credit repair game. They really don't know. We want to know, think about it. If you charging them prices, how your credit look? Because right now you trying to just grab customers and stuff like that, and don't even know that you grabbing customers who got 2 or 3 repos on there, and getting repos off is very difficult. So now you got to tackle the creditors, you got to tackle the credit bureaus and all that, and that stuff costs money, because I do everything certified mail, so that costs money. So I can't charge you no $50 down and $49 a month or anything like that. I can't do it, because it costs me $50 just to send your letters off. So I'm not making no money. So I'm here to make money, but I'm not going to be the cheapest at all.
Right. And because you take the time to do all these steps with these leads, these prospects, when it comes time to ask for the money, they probably already feel like it's already worth the investment. They want to work with, no matter what you're going to charge at that point. They feel so confident in your ability to help them that you could tell them whatever price, and they're going to be like, all right.
All right. Because I hear some customers, they'll tell me that other companies that they try to, get the credit repair with, the first thing they'll say, well, we charge $3,000. Okay, you charge $3,000. So what type of service are you giving them for $3,000? And they can't even sit there and explain why it's worth $3,000. If I'm going to charge you $3,000, trust and believe, I'm going to show you why it's worth that. If you got $60,000 to $70,000 worth of debt, and it's bad debt, and we ain't talking about good debt that you got student loans, I'm talking about bad debt.
Right.
And I say, hey, $3,000 is going to get that $60,000 to $70,000 deleted. What do you think about that? What will you think about that? And they look at it and be like, 3,000 for 70,000. Okay, that sounds good. And so you gotta explain it to them. Don't be like, I need $3,000. They're like, but what I'm gonna get for $3,000? And you can't even explain to why this is worth $3,000. Because when we go behind the scenes, like I say, we do more things than just send off letters. We try to take you out of everything that they can search for all your debt in. So that you always got to give them different type of categories to what you're gonna do. Don't just tell them, hey, it's $3,000. And I see it that sometimes you'll pay $3,000 and still $100 a month. Well, okay, you spending all this money for what? What is I'm getting for all this money? So it's the problems, and a lot of these credit repair companies, they looking at I can make so much money from it. But once you get all these customers, what are you gonna do? Because people sure do want their money back if they don't see no $3,000 worth.
Right.
And so that's where the problem come in. Companies all of a sudden they just fall into the wayside because they're getting all these chargebacks
Right.
for these $3,000 and $2,000 and $1,500 that you didn't do nothing, and you didn't have them sign no contract.
Right.
So you can't even prove that you even worked for it. So when people try to do a chargeback with me, I got proof. And I don't have, and all the time I've been in business, I only had a chargeback one time. And it was a mistake because she forgot that she even paid me some money. She was like, "You've been doing so good. I forgot. I thought somebody stole my credit card." And she gave the money back to me. And that's the only chargeback I ever had out of 3 years.
Wow. That's huge.
So,
and I think that's what separates you from what I see. And John can talk about this, the authenticity, you're yourself, you're real, and there was an advertisement that we put together with you. And honestly, at first I was like, I don't know if this ad's going to really work, but John, I don't know how that whole thing went down, but I do know it was a home run. And I think John can talk a little bit about what that ad was, and then you can obviously talk about your mindset, because the same thing you're saying to me right now is what I felt in that advertisement. When I see the video today, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That's Ken right there. You weren't trying to be something you're not. A lot of times people are trying to be like some celebrity on the advertisement, you know what I mean? And that's not necessary. That's not necessary to get the result, So John, why don't you talk a little bit about that campaign with Ken, with the video, and then Ken, you guys kind of break it down for me, because I think the audience would be curious to hear about that.
Well, Max, you're not the only one that didn't think it would work well. I was hesitant at first as well, thinking when I saw it, but I think it really comes down to the video. These are, super, super cold leads. And what you were saying before, Ken, is you connect with these guys and these individuals to where they know you personally. Now, at the ad level, they see you in the video. You're probably at a gas station, to my memory, just sitting there relaxing, just recording, telling them what and why you're in credit repair. You're in it to make it for yourself. You're in it to help others achieve their dreams and their goals. And that's really helped you because it creates that connection from the ad all the way till when you get on the phone with them. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. And I think that overall has helped out a lot because it creates authenticity, like Max was saying, where you're being authentic from the start to the end. They're actually getting to know you, and they're not being felt like an individual, like an ID number. They're like joining a family. They're joining your family because you're so personal.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, the video was just like, it was shot in my truck at a gas station. I was just sitting there trying to do all this crazy stuff and have some music behind it, and I wanted to do this and that, and say, hey, I'm balling now, I'm the jury and all that. But then it just hit me, and it was like, why don't you just be yourself? And so what I did, I just pushed record, and everything just came from the heart. And when I sent it to John, John was like, okay, that's it. That's all you're gonna. I was like, yeah, man. I just wanted to be real. I didn't want to be faking it. I didn't want to be somebody I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And I just say, hey, they just gonna have to take it how it is. And from that crazy point on, from that, people was calling in and say, hey, who is that dude in the video? That's who I want to talk to. And I'm like, well, you talking to him right now? Nah. That ain't you ain't him. The one in that video, that's the one I want to talk to, man. He got confidence, man. I was like, okay, I get you on the phone with him. We're gonna go ahead and go through this process first, and then I'll maybe be able to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? So I had a fake that I wasn't him. I was like, all right, right now he real busy. You know what I'm saying? But you can hear him in the background. He can't come to the phone right now. You know what I'm saying? But it was amazing. I got over 71,000 views on that video.
Yeah.
And I was like, people couldn't believe it. Like, I had friends was like, yo, man, I'm on Facebook, and next thing you know, your commercial come up. I'm like, call me on phone, say, "Yo, man, what is you doing? Who, what you doing it like that?" I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm just being me. I told y'all that this is real. This is my life. This is what I do."
Right.
And it took my friends to really see that and say, "Okay, he's for real. Like he's not out here playing." So
I
that's
think
how that video went. So
it works well because it's who you are and you're working with them as a personal level. And I think you mentioned one time to me that you have a little trick is with Scale you get your own work number and stuff like that through Scale, but then on the side on the back end when you're done with the conversation you give them your personal cell phone, but it makes it seem like, hey, if you ever want to talk, this is my business line I'm calling you on, but guess what, you can have my personal line as well if you want. Now it may be another business line, they just don't know about it, or maybe your cell phone, but it creates that personal like, wow, they're really in it to help me. They're not trying to pay for their luxury lifestyle, taking trips to Cabo or taking trips to Hawaii, places like that. He's here to help me improve my lifestyle, improve my life.
Yeah, and they love that personal side when I can give them that number. When I can give them number, they'd be like, okay. And then they'll call it and say, hey, you just I say, yeah, I just gave you the number. They're like, okay. They can sometimes they can't believe it that I gave them the number. They be like, oh, so this really your number? Like, yeah, it's my number. I just anytime you want to call, just call me if you got any type of other questions or anything like that. Or you just might be going through some stuff. Just call me. Sometimes they get on the phone, man, they on the road. Because there be a lot of truckers who love to get their credit repaired. Man, they be on the road. They telling me what's going on with their life, their wife, and everything. Man, I'm tired of her. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got a few minutes to listen? I'm like, yeah, I got a few minutes. So knowing that, okay, these people paying you money, you know what I'm saying? You might as well go ahead and listen to them. You might be like, I gotta get off the phone. Man, I listen to it. And then they'll be like, man, you don't want to hear all that. I say, yes, I do. Go ahead and finish it up. And then I give them a lot of feedback and they be like, love, that. And we're not even talking about credit. We're just talking about what's going on in your life. Because if you happy, you're gonna keep paying. You know what I'm saying? So keep them happy. That's my thing. That's great customer service. I always tell people that's great customer service, regardless of what you do.
Oh, is it? I think it froze up a little bit there. Can you hear me? Are we still good?
I can hear you, Mac.
Yeah, it froze a little bit.
It can. Yeah. I think you're breaking up just a little bit. I don't know if it's
just a little bit.
Last thing we heard was keep them happy.
Yes, keep them happy. You got to keep them happy, man, because you keep them happy, they're going to keep paying you.
That's right.
So keep them happy. It's not about getting their money, but it is getting their money, but keep them happy. That's what I do. I keep them happy.
And evidence of this is the amount of referrals you get, because you get a ton of referrals.
Woo, man, referrals is the game. I always tell people, your customer that you complete and they are satisfied, you always tell them, hey, look, if you can get me 5 or 6 of your friends or somebody that you know who want to get their credit repaired, hey, I'm gonna give you $50. And they hear that and they be like, really, $50? That first person they send you and you send them $50, no stopping. I had one customer, she sent me 20 and paid her mortgage that month because she sent me 20 people.
Wow.
She wasn't playing on game. And her scores is right now, what, a 799. Woof. She went from a 450 to a 799.
Wow.
I was shocked. I was like, I did a good job on that.
Like, how'd that happen?
I was like, good Lord, I ain't believe in you at all. So now she about to buy a house. Wow. So that's what you like. I told her, I said, once you buy that house, I'm coming by. We're going to take pictures. We're going to have a good time. You like to see people when they finally, and they happy, they satisfied, and they just like to brag about you. And she's a bragger. She like to go brag about me. So I love that.
That's awesome, man. And that's satisfying, man. That's why we do what we do, because we want to be able to help other people, right?
Yes.
That's amazing, man. Well, I know there's some people here who are watching this. Some of them are new in the business. Some of them are experienced in the business. Is there any tips or advice you could give someone, who's watching this for the first time?
Yes. For all the people, like I say, who getting into the credit repair business and everything like that, it's not easy. Don't think that you're gonna come in and just start making money. It's gonna be the times that it's very frustrating because people is not satisfied with your service, and so it's gonna get times that they're gonna complain about you. They're gonna, but you're gonna have to just say, hey, let me buckle down. Let me see what they need, because great customer service, you gotta talk to them. You gotta sit them down and say, hey, you need to be doing this, because sometimes it could be them not doing what they supposed to be doing. It's
Right.
not all about what you doing. They got to be behind the scenes doing their thing too, keeping up with their payments. They got credit cards or any type of car notes or anything like that. You just got to stay real diligent when you doing people credit, and you got to stay more focused. And it's not all about you gonna make all this money, because the money is gonna come. Long as you give out a great product, the money is gonna come. So you just gotta stay tight with it, and you gotta build a nice team. You can't do this by yourself. People
Right.
will tell you in a minute that you can build a six figure, but they're not telling you you're gonna need people in the back scene doing work for you. You can't do it by yourself. Now, I ain't never seen a Fortune 500 company run by itself. If you see one, please tell me, because I haven't seen one yet. So you're gonna have to build a team to build that six figure what you're trying to do. I'm not doing this by myself. I'm just letting y'all know that I do not do this by myself. I got a great team. I got a great team behind me. I had one of my top team members. Her name is Tanique. She actually the one who structured my whole business so it can run smooth. She came in and just say, "Hey, you running it like a kangaroo type of business, but I don't even know how you even know half the people that you doing." And I didn't. Half the time people was calling me. I didn't even know who they were. I said, "Who? You paid me when?" That was bad. She said, "Wait a minute. What is you doing?" She came in, structured it. I mean, she's structured. Sometimes she be wanting to fire me, and I own it. You know what I'm saying? John,
Oh,
you know how she
man.
is? John, you know how she is. She thought, I'm gonna fire you. How you gonna fire me? I don't want to pay you. But I'm gonna fire you anyway. But Tanique, I'm telling you, without her and John got a little godson he ain't told nobody about.
Oh, is that
So
right, John?
John, you need to tell everybody about your godson.
A little KJ, Kenneth John. Oh yeah.
That's
But no,
But
it's,
you just gotta stay diligent and stay positive, because this ain't no easy business to be in. People sell you a dream in a minute just because you be like, okay, you finna buy a program and I'm gonna learn how to do credit, but they're not telling you it takes some time and some skills to learn how. They just like you go to school. You're not just become a lawyer. You have to learn. You got to study. So that's what credit repair is. You got to go out and find other people who is out there studying to learn how to do credit. And sometimes you have to pay for all this stuff, all this
Mhm.
knowledge. Nobody's not gonna give you this knowledge for free.
Right.
People be thinking like, well, they gonna nah, you're gonna have to pay for some mastering classes. I paid for a lot of mastering classes for some of the top credit repair companies in the nation. So you're gonna have to do that. You just can't just all of a sudden, hey, I'm doing credit and I'm doing it right. No, you're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to really put in work. It's just like I say, it's like going to school. You want to
Mhm.
learn more, you're gonna keep on studying. So that's what I do. I study a lot on credit.
You got to invest in yourself.
Got to.
Yep. So we're going to be wrapping this up in a few moments now. You've been working with the Famous Group for about 8 months now, and maybe there's some people here who are thinking about working with us. Maybe they've heard some things, maybe they heard some positive things or some negative things. But you know what? I would like for you to share with them, what your experience has been like, and
Mhm.
anyone who's considering working with us, what would you tell those people?
Well, me personally with the Famous Group, like I say, I started off, it was rough for me, but y'all was doing y'all job. It was just me personally wasn't ready for some criticism and really try to somebody tell me what to do. And so what I say is one thing about the Famous Group, they are not cheap. So if your money is not right, don't be trying to rock with the Famous Group. But if your money is right, they're going to take you to the next level. You spend more money, you make more money. And so that's what I learned with the Famous Group is if you rock the right way, if we going to rock, we're gonna make some money, and you're gonna get an interview. That's where we at. You're gonna get an interview. And I told John 8 months ago, I want Max to do an interview with me. He say, Ken, you ain't making no money yet. I say, man, I am. Watch. I'm gonna have that interview with Max. I say, I'm gonna have that interview with Max. Dreams do come true. This is my Christmas present. Thank you.
Well, it's also a present for us to be able to see our clients succeed and grow. And we know it's just the beginning. We know that the last 8-9 months has been phenomenal for you. There's a lot of lessons that have been learned, but we know going into 2021, I mean, what are we looking forward to for 2021 now? What's the game plan?
My game plan is, like I say, is to add more sales reps, and my goal is to do $3 million next year. That's my goal. You know, that's all I'm not looking no more, no less. My goal is $3 million.
Beautiful.
So to add that, get to that $3 million, I'm going to have to go even harder.
Yep.
I'm not going hard enough. So as long as I got Famous Group backing me, I know I'll be able to do that $3 million next year.
That's a great goal. That's a goal that I think we should totally set. We should have our next strategy for planning 2021 and map it out. 3 million. Let's go. And then we'll have a new level of interviews called the $1 Million Circle.
Ooh.
That's what we want to do. We want to help some of our clients get to that point. You know, some of them already are millionaires, like they already make millions of dollars in credit repair. But we want to be able to take it to that point where we have clients who could do, $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month, $300,000 a month, like it's nothing. You know what I mean?
Like it's nothing. Yes.
And so that's what the whole idea of the Famous Group is all about. We're not just a marketing agency, but I like to say that we are a marketing and sales development agency because we look at the whole picture from start to finish. You know what I mean? And so I'm excited to be able to work with you. I know John is always excited to be working with you.
Yeah.
And this is just the beginning, man. So thank you again for jumping on our session today. This was super awesome. And I know people are going to probably reaching out to you to get some advice from you. Maybe some people want to get their credit fixed or want to learn how to fix credit. Do you have any coaching programs?
Yes, I do coaching program. I do mastering classes and everything like that. So when people want to get in touch with me and they want to learn how to learn more skills about credit repair, I do mastering classes one-on-one and everything. So cool. Yeah, I'm always trying to help out everybody else because it's money for everybody. It's no competition. People always think this competition. It's no competition. Only competition I have is with myself. I don't think about nobody else of competition. It's no competition. I'm the competition of my own self.
Man, I think you could be a motivational speaker too, man, not just credit repair. Or a preacher or something, man. You're gonna be fired up over here. got a whole TD Jakes thing going on.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man. Well, God, you know what I'm saying?
You got it, man. You got it.
I'm telling you, man. So I just like to just bring happiness with people, especially when it comes to credit repair. You gotta understand people just going through stuff in life, man, and they having a bad time, and you just want to take them to that level that you be like, hey, I'm not having bad times no more. I'm feeling good today. When you go and swipe that card, and you like, hey, I ain't gotta worry about it getting declined because I know I'm in good standards. So that's what I try to give people, man. That's it. Just hope. That's it. And confidence.
That's it.
That's
man.
it.
Well, you're an inspiration, man. We appreciate you. And I know a lot of people appreciate what you do. And you're making an impact, man. So once again, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your story. We appreciate everything. Thank you so much. It's been incredible.
Thank you, brother. John, Max, we're going to see each other.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, brother.
We got that tequila about the Patron for your Christmas gift. We're going to be shipping that out to you, okay?
Yes.